afternoon, everyone. So from our previous lesson on fundamentals of accountancy, business and management 2, so under the lesson number 7, part 1, accounting for merchandising businesses. So we discuss the two types of inventory system. When we say inventory system, this is a system used under the merchandising business to count its merchandise or items, products on hand. The difference of the two is, first, in periodic inventory system, so the counting of the physical inventories is made occasionally or by period. So from the term periodic, so we have different accounting periods. So in this merchandising na practice natin, so period is by end of the month. While the perpetual inventory system, so this is done continuously and on track recording of inventories, meaning every purchase or every sold of merchandise, so the inventory is on track or updated. Yes. So, who are the merchandising business who use periodic and perpetual inventory system? So, under periodic inventory system, so this is used by merchandising business that sells numerous number of goods of products relatively lower in value. Examples are sari-sari store or grocery store. They sold items, numerous, so iba't ibang types of product ang meron sila. At the same time, so in terms of price or the value, it is relatively lower. While in perpetual inventory system, so these are used by the merchandising business that sells few items or products relatively higher in value. Examples are appliances store or furniture shop. So, alam nyo na in this type of merchandising business, talagang limited lang yung mga items or products na ibinebenta nila, but it is higher in value or mas mataas yung presyo nila or price nila compare sa mga sari-sari store or grocery store. So, on the previous lesson, we also discussed the different merchandising terms, and then we categorized it or identified it whether the particular merchandising term is under the buying or under the selling section of the transaction of a merchandising business. So, under the buying, so we have purchases, account title. So, this account title is used to record all the purchases of merchandise for sale. So, yung mga items or merchandise lang na binili natin, pang benta, so yun lang yung papasok sa account title na purchases. And debit po ang kanyang normal balance. So, we also have purchase returns and allowances. So these are deduction from the price of the product that you purchase by means of returning it or having an allowance either dun sa dalawa because of either a defective or mali yung item na na-deliver sa inyo. So this is a credit accounts under buying. Next is the purchase discount. So purchase discount is a term given to the customer or to the buyer to pay them early. So nagkakaroon lang ng purchase discount kapag ang transaction is on account. So if they paid within the given term, so makakaroon sila ng purchase discount. So, and that is another credit account. Next is the freight in, and we also have freight out under the selling. So both of this freight is an expense account. This is the term used as the delivery expense. So kapag yung delivery is under buying, so this is freight in. And then kapag naman under ng selling, so this is freight out. So tandaan nyo, para ma-identify nyo kung in or out yung freight, so yung item mismo or yung merchandise or product. So this demarkable line in the middle is the business. So yung merchandise, so galing siya kay supplier. So binili natin siya, papunta kay business. And then magkakaroon tayo ng customer. So si product, so from the supplier, i-deliver papunta kay business. So that is freight in. So papasok yung merchandise sa business. So that delivery cost is freight in. And then from the business, and then the merchandise is being sold to the customer. So the delivery will be going out. So that is freight out. So since both of these two accounts are an expense, so their normal balance is debit. Sa underselling, so meron tayong sales. So this is an account equivalent to service revenue or service income in a service business. So meaning this is an income account. So every time you sold a merchandise, so you credit the sales. So nakakaroon kayo ng credit. Sales, no normal balance is credit. So if we provide also sales, so meron din tayong pinaprovide na mga allowances and discounts to our customer. So if the customer returns a merchandise or either request for an allowance, so magbibigay tayo ng sales return and allowances, and that is a debit account. So both of these, the return and allowances and the discount, is a contra sales account. That's why, so if the sales is normal balance is credit, so contra account niya is debit side. So kaya debit account po yung sales return and allowances, at the same time the sales discount. The sales discount, this is a discount given to our customer when they pay within the given days, number of days terms. Same sa purchase discount. But this in purchase discount, tayo yung nakaka-receive ng discount. So those are the discussions that we have last meeting. So as continuation in our previous lesson about the accounting for merchandising business part 1, so we discussed the difference of the perpetual and periodic inventory system, and we familiarized with the different merchandising terms or account titles. So now we're going to discuss the different terms of purchase. So to encourage buyers to buy more or pay their accounts early, some terms on purchase are given. So these are the following terms on purchase. First, we have what we call the trade discounts. So these are the deductions from the list price to encourage buyers to buy more. So this discount is immediately deducted from the list price. This is not recorded in the book. So take note from the word this is not recorded in the book. What do you mean by that? Diba in our journalizing practice, so we record the transaction in the journal. But this discount, although this is immediately deducted from the list price, but it is not recorded in the book. So this is an example. The transaction was business bought 5,000 worth of merchandise with 500 trade discount. If you were going to journalize it, ayan, example lang. So for example, the date is January 1. January 1. So you will be going to debit. This example. So bought merchandise worth 5,000. So since we bought merchandise, so this is a product that we're going to sell. So we debit purchases. And then we credit cash. So as an explanation, so this is to record bought merchandise. So the actual amount or the price of the merchandise that we bought is 5,000. So literally, ganito dapat yung inyong journalization in your journal. But sabi dun sa ating meaning, so trade discount is not recorded in the book. Meaning, directly from the list price, i-deduct mo na yung amount of the trade discount. Either this is a exact amount or value or a percentage of the total value of the merchandise. That's why here in the given example, so 500 yung trade discount. So when you're going to record it in the journal, direct nyo nang i-deduct from the list price yung given trade discount. Kaya nasabi siya na not recorded in the books. So you will record it. So ito po ang tamang journalize sa transaction kapag may trade discount. So purchases, ang amount na natin sa kanya is 4,500. So, immediately deducted yung value ng ating trade discount. So, take note if merong trade discount sa transaction, meaning, so you're not going to record the list price or the value of the merchandise that you bought, but yung value na deducted na yung trade discount. So, ito po yung correct journalization kapag trade discount. So, why do we give trade discount? So, this is to encourage buyers to buy more. So, ito yung term na kapag in bulk buying, so mas marami siyang bilhin na item, so mas possible na mas malaki yung discount na matatanggap niya. So, that is the purpose of the trade discount. So, the amount of trade discount is automatically deducted from the original price. So, next we have cash discounts. So, these are the deduction from the invoice cost to encourage buyers to pay early. So, this is recorded in the books, either a sales discount or purchase discount. However, cash discounts on fixed assets are directly credited to the fixed asset account. So cash discount, so this is the account title sales discount and purchase discount. So we give cash discounts to encourage buyers to pay early. So meaning this is under the on-account transaction. So hindi ka makakapagbigay ng cash discount kapag on cash basis. Pag on cash basis, ang payment or mode of transaction nyo, ang mabibigay niya is the trade discount because upon payment of the total price or the amount of the merchandise, i-deduct nyo na yung trade discount. But here in cash discount, so ito yung mga on-account transactions. Kaya na-encourage natin si buyers to pay us early. Because kapag nagbayad sila, within the given grace period ay yung terms natin, saka lang nila makiklaim yung discount. So, that is the purpose of cash discount. Sa example natin ng last time, wala na ata dito. So, meron tayo mga terms na 2, 10, and 30. Later on, madidiscuss natin siya. Under siya ng cash discount. But take note of this. However, cash discounts on fixed assets are directly credit to the fixed asset account. So, hindi lahat ng pinapurchase natin is under the account title purchases. So, under merchandising business, it happens that we also bought some fixed asset. For example, on transaction na last, na nangyari is bought tables worth 5,000. Gawin natin siya cash. On cash basis. So, when we're going to journalize it, although nakalagay sa transaction is bought, but yung binili nyo is table, so hindi siya for the purpose of reselling it. So, you will going to debit the furnitures and fixtures. So, kung ano talaga siya na account. And then, we credit cash. So, the amount is 5,000. So, that is how will you journalize the transaction. Na bought tables 5,000 on cash basis. Pag on account naman, for example, on account, bought tables 5,000 on, mag-create ako ng bago para hindi natin siya burahin. Bought on account. So, magkakaroon tayo ng accounts payable. So, pag nagkaroon tayo ng returns, dun sa binili natin na fixed assets, so hindi tayo gagamit ng purchase return and allowances. Kasi yung purchase returns, and allowances, so kontra, purchase account siya or pre-purchases. So meaning, nakakaroon lang tayo ng purchase return and allowances kapag nag-return tayo or nanghingi tayo ng allowance from the merchandise na binili natin. So since ang binili natin is not a merchandise na ipangbebenta natin because we bought tables, that is a fixed asset, so hindi tayo gagamit ng purchase returns and allowances. Example, so the next day, for example, return defective table. For example, 500. Worth 500 yung return natin na defective table. So, since nagkaroon tayo ng return transaction, so hindi tayo gagamit ng returns and allowances because we bought a fixed asset. So, kung magre-return tayo, so mababaliktad lang natin yung ating first entry. So, magkakaroon tayo ng refund. So, we will going to debit cash because we will receive the refund. And then, magka-credit tayo ng furnitures, and fixtures. So, direct nyo yung idma-minus or i-deduct yung value na na-credit nyo dun sa mismong fixed asset account. So, wala tayo na debit, cash, and then credit, purchase, return, and allowances. Because what we bought is a fixed asset, not a merchandise na under ng purchases account. Same naman kung on account, example transaction is, and we return defective table. So, this is under this one. So, since on account natin siya binili, so babalik na rin lang natin. So, we will debit now the accounts payable. Mababawasan yung ating utang. And then, we credit furnitures and fixtures kasi nabawasan yung on hand natin na furnitures and fixtures because ni-return natin yung may defective. Credit 500. So, ayun po yung ating idea or another theory when it comes to returning fixed asset. Okay? Same naman kapag nagka-discount. So, hindi rin tayo gagamit ng purchase discount. For example, if sa binili natin, bought tables 5,000 on account, may term siya na 210 and 30. So, you already know what is the term 210 and 30. So, kung bumili tayo on account, so naka-receive tayo ng terms na 210 and 30, meaning we will receive 2% discount if we paid the total amount within 10 days. Yung amount ng ating account or utang. And then, N30 means, if nag-exceed ka na sa given grace period na 10 days, so the net amount should be paid within 30 days. So, after the invoice date. So, this is on transaction 1. Next, transaction 2. And then, we'll have transaction 3. So, what happened is we paid the full account. So, nagbayad na tayo ng full account natin. Doon sa binili natin na tables. So, what is our journal entry for that transaction? So, on transaction 1, so we bought tables amounting to 5,000. And then, on the second transaction, so yun yung ating accounts payable, 5,000. Because you're going to determine first how much is your account na babayaran mo. So, our total accounts payable on the first transaction is 5,000. And then, on the second transaction, nagkaroon tayo ng return. So, nag-debit tayo ng accounts payable, meaning, nagdeduct tayo sa ating accounts ng amount na 500. So, we will deduct ano ba yan? 5,000. So, total accounts payable natin is 4,500. So, that is the amount that we're going to pay in full. And then, assume that within 10 days, so nakapagbayad tayo in full. So, meaning, mababayaran natin yung 4,500 within 10 days. That's why, magkakaroon tayo ng 2% discount. So, how will compute the discount? So, from your total accounts payable na 4,500, times natin yung discount na na-receive natin. So, 2% is in decimal 0.02. So, multiplied it. So, magkakaroon tayo ng discount na 90 pesos. This is our discount. So how much we're going to pay? So from 4,500 natin na accounts payable, ilas natin yung ating discount na 90. So yung cash na babayaran natin is 4,410. So i-record natin. So since magbabayad na tayo in full, so what are paying is the accounts payable. So we debit the accounts payable. So our accounts payable is 4,500. And then we credit the cash na magkano lang yung binayaran natin. 4,410. And then anong account title naman yung 90 na na-discount natin? So are we going to use purchase discount? No, because purchase discount is contra purchase account. So under din siya dun sa dito. Sa purchase discount. So, magkakaroon ka lang ng purchase discount na account title kapag yung discount is under the purchases. So, since yung ating discount is not under from purchases kasi ang binili natin is table, so under siya ng furnitures and fixtures. So, yung mismong account title na furnitures and fixtures, so that is the account title. Ayan. Na ating i-credit dun sa discount natin. So, direct nating i-minus dun sa value ng meaning, yung furniture na binili natin is 5,000. And then, nag-return tayo. So, naging total na lang ng pinili natin na furniture is 4,500. And then, nagkaroon pa tayo ng discount. So, mamaminusan pa natin yung ating furnitures and fixtures na 90. So, hindi kayo gagamit ng purchase discount kapag ang binili nyo is fixed asset. Okay, nakaintindihan po? So, unlike pag purchases, ang account titles na ginamit nyo sa first transaction, meaning siya ay merchandise na pangbenta, saka nyo lang gagamitin si purchase returns and allowances and purchase discount. Because these two are purchases kontra account. Okay, so these are another terms. So 2, 10, and 30. So alam nyo to. So 2% discount if the amount due is paid within 10 days. So after the first 10 days, so the full invoice amount or the purchases less the purchase returns and allowances. So take note of that. Kapag magbabayad na kayo or makakakolect na kayo ng buo, make sure na makaptured nyo yung mga returns. Baka ang mangyari sa inyo is doon kayo mag-start ng count na accounts payable na 5,000, example lang ha, and then doon kayo mag-multiply ng 2% discount. No, kailangan makapture nyo muna if there are returns in line with that transaction para ma-minus nyo muna yung value ng mga returns bago kayo mag-compute ng discount. So, it's due in 30 days without the 2% discount. So, pag lumampas na ng 10 days, so wala na siyang 2% discount. So, nagkakaroon din ng another, ganito mas mahaba. 210, 120, and 30. So, means 2% discount is allowed if the amount is due paid within 10 days. So, if not naman, for example, nag-exceed na ng 10 days, you still have 1% discount if paid beyond 10 days but within 20 days. So, after the invoice date. When we say after invoice date, for example, the invoice date is January 1. So, yung counting nyo, mag-start kayo ng 2. So, January 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, ang ika-10 days niya is January 11. So, ganun yung counting. So, otherwise, Net amount must be paid within 30 days. If hindi siya umabot ng 20 days, no more discount na. And within 30 days, dapat bayaran na nyo yung account. So, mas mahaba. So, make sure na tama kayo ng pagka-count ng number of days after ng invoice date. Okay. So, EOM. So, EOM means end of the month. So, the invoice is payable at the end of the month. It is dated. So, no discount is included. When we say EOM, so wala siyang discount, but the term means you need to pay the full amount of your account at the end of the month. So, the difference of EOM to N30 is N30, magka-count ka ng 30 days after sa invoice date. For example, the invoice date is January 15, example 2020. So, this is the invoice date. Kapag EOM and kapag N30. Pag EOM, ang iyong grace period, kailangan mabayaran mo na yung account is January 31. So, exact end of the month of the invoice date. So, kahit ito ay January 20 nyo na binili, pag EOM ang terms nyo, kailangan mabayaran mo siya within January 31, 2020 kasi EOM or end of the month. Pag N30 naman, so you were going to count 30 days after the invoice date. So from January, count tayo. Walang calendar. Okay. So from January 15, ito po yung date. So count ka ng 30 days. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So meaning your grace period is until February 14. So that is the difference of term EOM and term N30. Okay. Next nating term is 10 EOM. So 10 EOM means the invoice is payable 10 days after the end of the month. So yung 10 is not a 10% discount ang meaning. So yung 10 na tinutukoy dito is 10 days after end of the month. So kung ang terms mo from the invoice date na January 15, 2020 is 10 EOM, so meaning your due date o yung grace period mo para makapagbayad ng account is February 10. Laging ika-10 day after end of the month. So, ma'am, paano po namin malalaman if that 10 is a discount or days? So, magkakaroon niya ng comma or slash. So, pag 10 EOM, meaning, makikita niyo kaya mahalaga yung comma. So, pag 10 EOM, so, ibig sabihin niya 10 days after end of the month. So, kung January yung inyong invoice date, automatic, February 10 yun. Kung February ang inyong invoice date, automatic, March 10 yung inyong due date. Pag 10, EOM, meaning 10% discount end of the month. So, magkakaroon ka ng 10% discount if you paid it EOM or end of the month. So, pag nagbayad ka ng January 31, 2020 from your invoice date na January 15, magkakaroon ka ng 10% discount. Kapag, for example, 5, 10, EOM, pag ito naman ang term, meaning magkakaroon ka ng discount na 5% kapag nakapagbayad ka within 10 days after end of the month. So, mahalaga yung comma doon para ma-identify nyo either the number is a discount or number of days. So, pwede rin na 5 EOM. Pag ganyan, so walang commas, that means 5 days after end of the month, not 5% discount. Okay? So, another example. Ito yung diniscuss ko kanina. So, 210 EOM or 2% discount 10 EOM. Means 2% discount will be allowed if payment is made 10 days after end of the month. So, ito yung diniscuss ko. So, mahalaga yung comma dito. That means that is a discount. So, COD, the ACS term. So, COD means collect on delivery or cash on delivery. So, debit memorandum and credit memorandum. So, a memorandum is a mode of communication between two parties. So, it may either be a debit or a credit memo depending on the party using it. So, since in business transactions, so we are being guided by the source document. So, the transaction is not recognized unless it is evident by source documents. So, to communicate, so the communication between the two parties, so which is the buyer and the seller, so is a memorandum or a memo. So, we have debit memo and credit memo. So, the difference is a debit memo, or short is the debit memo, is a business form used by the buyer to inform the seller of the amount he or she suggested to debit to the creditor's account payable. So, it also shows the reason for the returns or a request for price reduction. Palakihin ko lang. So, dito sa aking diagram, so this is the buyer and this is the seller. So, who used the debit memorandum? So, the buyer. So, pag si buyer nag-return ng defective merchandise or nag-return ng goods, so he or she or the buyer will issue a debit memorandum towards the seller. So, this is to inform the seller the amount he suggested to debit to the creditor's account. So, si buyer, for example, bumili ng amount na 5,000, merchandise amounting to 5,000, and then may defective siya na merchandise na gusto niyang ipakredit yung accounts payable, or meaning, pabawas sa accounts payable niya yung amount ng isang defective merchandise. So, para ma-inform niya si seller, so mag-i-issue siya ng debit memorandum. Tandaan, debit memorandum is to inform the seller of the amount to debit to the creditor's account payable. And then, so once na ma-receive ni seller yung debit memorandum, and then na-acknowledge na niya, so it is used by the seller to inform the buyer of the acknowledgement. So, si seller ngayon, mag-i-issue siya ng credit memorandum to the buyer. Meaning, yung binigay niya na debit memorandum is being acknowledged. So, already acknowledged na yung amount na gusto niyang hingiin as allowance or deduction dun sa kanyang accounts payable. So, once lang na maka-receive ng credit memorandum si buyer, meaning, acknowledge na yun ni seller na minus na siya sa kanyang accounts payable. So, that is debit memo and credit memorandum. So, those are the following terms of purchases. So, under pa rin siya nung discussion natin last time na mga merchandising term.